Hello children, welcome to the YouTube session. I am a teacher Dakshayani, handling biology from Bharadasar Metric Higher Secondary School, Arakodam. Children, today we are going to see 11th standard Botany, chapter 3, Vegetative Morphology. So in the previous session, what are all the things we studied in this chapter, children? We studied about the roots. Yes, we are discussing on the roots, and in the roots we have discussed what are the regions of the root. What are the various regions of root? And we discussed about the structure of a typical root. And there are three regions, right? Region of cell division, region of cell elongation. So what is the first region? Region of cell division. Second one, region of cell elongation. And the region which is present above the cell elongation region is cell maturation. So till this we discussed in the previous session. In this session we are going to discuss about the types of fruits. So what are the two types of roots, children? There are two types. One is a taproot system and another one is a fibrous root system. Taproot system is mainly found in the dicot plants. Dicot plants in the sense, can you say some examples for it? Neem tree, mango tree, many of the trees around us comes under the taproot. And another root is a fibrous root. Fibrous root is a characteristic features of the monocots. That is especially the grass family, paddy, wheat, maize, everything comes under the monocot and they possesses the fibrous root. So now let us see the taproot in detail. So, you all know, children, from where do the roots arises? Yes, while germinating, if this is a seed, imagine this as a seed, there are two parts of the seed, main two things, after germination, plumule and radicle, right? So, what happens? The plumule develops into a shoot system and the radicle develops into the root system. So, here you can see the primary roots directly arise from the radicle. Only the radicle continues to grow as a primary root. And from the primary root, many branches arises. The first branch that arise from the primary root, we say it as secondary roots. And further, the secondary roots are divided into many branches called as the tertiary roots. And tertiary roots possesses many root hairs. So, this is about the taproot system. So, taproot system arises directly from the radicle and it is the characteristic features of the dicot plants. So, now let us discuss about the monocot. Here, monocots arise from the parts other than the radicle. This is a main difference, children, from between the dicot and the monocot. In dicot, the roots arise from the radicle. In monocots, roots arise from the parts other than the radicle, and taproots are found only in the dicots and the fibrous roots are found only in the monocots. So now let us see some examples. Just look at this plant, children. The scientific name of this is Monstera deliciosa. Monstera deliciosa, and you can see here from where do the roots arise, children? The roots arise from the base of the stem. You can see this is the base of the stem and from this the many roots arises like this, right? So, here these roots are called as adventitious root. The roots that arise from the parts other than the radicle, we say it as a adventitious root. And here one more example for this. In many of the monocots, the primary root is very short-lived, right? So that many roots arises from other parts of the stem and it gives a bunch of roots-like appearance. So such type of roots we can see in paddy, wheat and grass. So what is the scientific name of paddy, children? Oryza sativa. Oryza sativa. So such type of bunch of roots we say it as fibrous roots. So next we are going to see about the functions of the root. There are two main functions. One is a primary function. First one is a primary function and the next one secondary. So what are the main important parts of the root? Can anyone say? Yes? Very good. The first point is that helps in the absorption of water. The main function of the roots is to penetrate through the soil and absorb water and nutrients from the soil. So what is the first primary function? Absorb water and nutrients from the soil. From the root, it is transported to the entire plant. And next, another important function is that it helps to anchor. What do you mean by anchor? The roots are strong enough to withhold the plant, right? You can see some plants where the root is very weak. Due to storm or this, the trees fell down. So, the main important function of this root is that to anchor the plant. To anchor the plant or the tree firmly in the soil. And apart from this primary function, some roots also perform the additional functions called as secondary functions. In that, the first one is that storage. You can see some roots store their food. For example, carrot, radish and beetroot. These are all the roots which are responsible for storing the food materials. And apart from this, some other function, breathing. Some roots also perform breathing. Have you all heard about Avicennia plant, children? You can see it is found in the we say it as Sundarbans and Pichavaram. In that areas you can see the roots are fully clogged by water. In such places, these breathing roots arise to absorb the oxygen from the atmosphere. So secondary function is the breathing, and one more function is that another important function apart from storage, breathing, they also give mechanical support. Have you all seen a banyan tree, children? You can see that many roots arise from the branches and give the additional support to a huge tree. So let us discuss about the secondary functions with the examples in the next session. So let us recap what are all the things we discussed in this chapter, children. First we discussed about the types of root system. Types of root system. In that, the first one is taproot system. Taproot system, and second one is fibrous root system. In the taproot system we can see it is seen only in the dicots and arise directly from the radicle. Here the fibrous roots are the characteristic features of monocots and it arises from the parts other than radicle. Parts other than radicle. So with this session comes to an end, children. So in the next session we can discuss about the secondary functions of the root. So in the description we have attached the study material for this lesson. Just go through it and make sure how far you understood the topic. Thank you, children.